Shaun. I'm not from Palacios. I'm recently relocated here. I direct what's called the Lone Star Coastal Alliance. It's an effort across 5 counties, starting up at the Louisiana border at Jefferson, coming down through Chambers, Galveston, Brazoria, and Matagorda, to create a nationally recognized recreation area. We believe that tourism, outdoor recreation, and historical preservation are economic opportunities, as well as opportunities to create pride in our community. The royal we is my chairman, J.P. Bryant, who you know is now the proprietor of formerly the Luther Hotel, and for those who've been seeing the paper, soon to be called, rightly so, the Tres Palacios Hotel. I was corrected on that. I'm also here due to Paula Whitney of the Peaceful Pelican, who serves on my board, and Lisa Harrison, another Matagorda native that you all might know, but we do work across 5 counties. When I came here to Palacios the first time in Galveston, where I'd been living for the last 12 years, serving as the director of tourism, I said, wow, what a great community. And Paula had a house, and so I'm living over there on Morton Avenue, thanks to her, and really enjoying being here. I love community, and you guys are a fabulous community here, and that's, I think, what people are looking for today. It's not only a great looking place, but a place that's got heart. And the fact that all of you all are here this morning on this brisk morning shows that you've got heart. We talk a lot about historical preservation, environmental conservation at a philosophical, theoretical level. We all want to protect the environment. We want to be able to recreate in it. We want to be able to be proud of our heritage and have museums and houses. But how do you make that happen? Is it the government responsibility? Is it the private responsibility? Where does the rubber hit the road on who's actually going to repair that house? And that's why I was so excited when they put together the speaker series, that they identified a longtime colleague of mine from Galveston. They keep calling him the alley rat, and I'm like, who the heck is the alley rat? I know him as Scott Hansen, entrepreneur, proprietor of the Antique Warehouse in Galveston, and if you've ever been there, it is a multi-story, multi-room, you must have 25,000 square feet there, old hotel, I don't know, he'll tell you what it is, and in every room you've got any historical asset, architectural feature, decorative item that you might need to restore a house. I heard that there used to be one in Gonzales. I went, it's no longer there, so I would say he's got the corner on the market there. I asked him, how did you do that? And we have 3 people today in the room that are from Minnesota. If you're from Minnesota, raise your hand. 4 people from Minnesota. They love our weather. Glad to have you all here. Scott made his way down to Texas from Minnesota decades ago as a young man, started pushing around, and maybe like you, was in a position one day where he was taking something down out of a house as a contractor, and the guy told him to throw it away. And if you look at what we build with today, compared to what we built with 20, 30, 50 years ago, my husband likes to say you can put his fist through sheet wall to the sheetrock. You know, we're throwing away solid stuff to put in manufactured, and I could go on about that. My rave is about the washing machine that my mother had for 30 years that was a dial washing machine and never broke, and then she puts in the electronic-based one, and in a year we got to change out the electronic board. You know, that's what we're about. And it's nice to see, excuse me, because I do belong to the 55-plus group. So many older people in here, but what we need to do is attract the younger generation. This is not about historic preservation for the sake of historic preservation. This is about making money. And Scott's going to tell you today how he started taking a business where it was taking literally things that people were throwing away and built a 25-year business that he's lived off of and is going to be able to transfer to someone else. He's here to spark that. So if you know a young person or somebody recently retired that's still got interest and energy and lives in passion like Scott does, then he's going to be here to help you. And I know that the ladies at the PPA and the mayor who's been at all of the events is not going to let Scott get out of town without not just leaving his knowledge, but a little piece of him as well. I hope you enjoy as much as I have. what Scott Hansen's going to share with us today from Antique Warehouse in Galveston, Texas, aka the Alley Rat. I should say he's a cult king. He has followers that go around the alleys out there now.
Yes. Hi guys. I have the Alley Rat, just to get that cleared up, is a friend of mine. He came to my shop and he had the same likes I had, you know, and I said, well, come on, you know, there's a building over here, they're knocking it down, let's go, you know, get some stuff out of it. Was it okay? Yeah, they said we could take whatever we wanted. So every 6 weeks he'd come back and there'd be another alley, there'd be another black hole, and we'd get in it. And, there you have Alley Rat. So we move on from there. I moved to Galveston in 1980. It was depressed. It was, I'm from, again, Minnesota. Tumbleweeds and weeds this tall on, if anyone's been to Galveston, you know the Strand area. Beautiful. It wasn't when I was there. So I didn't really pay much mind because it wasn't my interest to be in that business. You know, I was a tradesman. I would learn how to build a house. I'd work with a plumber. I'd work with an electrician. So I learned all the trades as I got up here. Always 1 foot in the alley, getting the good stuff that I thought was good, well built. I met my wife in 93, and I was working for a contractor back in 83. And like she said, Kelly said, you know, started throwing the good stuff out. I started collecting it. It just turned into a little business. So I got to speak with the mayor yesterday and asked him about where there's a property to store things. You know, because I was asking, you know, what happens to the dilapidated property. And he said, well, they pay us $10,000, tear it down. And I said, well, can we get into the house first? Take the pieces out, move them to and I'm gonna call it a bank, because that's literally what it is. And it's pretty much just what town folks I can get over there to give us an hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna come over here and grab some tools here. So, a lot of the houses, I'm not sure if you have asbestos shingles here, do we? Okay, so we go up and this is an extractor. All the shingles on the roof, the asbestos, have copper nails because we have steel or any kind of metal that'll rust. So copper lasts hundreds of years. So we go up, when we clip them, we pull each tile down. We're not causing dust, we're not causing asbestos. Dust coming out, you know, freeborn. And we stack them. And that way, when one of our old houses have our need, we go to the bank. As you heard in Louisiana, they have a place called the bank. One of the gentlemen was talking about all the nails. We got to pull all them nails. And I said, yes, sir. I pulled a decade full of nails until the nail gun came in, where you put the nail head in, or the bottom of the nail, and you shoot it, and it pushes the nail in, out. So no more, if I may. Let's get it all day, breaking that wrench. My right-hand man, right here. We will be taking this over to the Luther. We have a little job over there. Well, someone has a job over there. They have multi-floors in there, and the primary floor in there is a pine floor. And somewhere, someone came in and said, okay, let's modernize our Luther and put an oak floor in. So it raised it up. So we're gonna, it's up to the people that work there, what they want to do. If they want to keep the oak floor, if they want to bring it back down to pine. If the pine floors are good underneath, we're certainly going that route, as we spoke yesterday with. So this extractor right here, when we start in, we take the ceilings down, we pop the top board off, because most of the boards are tongue and groove on the wall, and we can use that anywhere, on the floors, mainly on the floors. Although, if you had a little extra money, you didn't do the shiplap. And the shiplap is, as everybody knows, they see it on TV. That's number 2 wood, and it's got knots in it. So that's also a good look at once, bringing it into the new houses because they want the old look. So up here, we put it on the stud, and between the stud, we just pry the nail off, and we walk all the way around. Or if we got 4 or 5 laborers, and next wall. So that's how we're going to recycle the wood. One of the ways to recycle the wood. So once we get our floors, our roof, our floors, our walls, every screw, every hinge, every lock, and we just put them in a basket. Bring it to the bank. Next house, next house, next house. So I was looking for, I forgot your name, young lady. Yes, Carmen. And what's your name, sir? Yeah. Are you from here, sir? Good. We may like to talk to your boy and you, because I kind of need, not to say that we're 2 old boys, but I need somebody with, let's say, give me a couple hours, and it will pay you well. It's very, and that's another word. So let's see what else we have here. Sometimes we have problems with the nails, and so you bring your hand tools. This is the best flooring machine right here to take up the floors. You save the tongue, you save the groove. I'll get with the boys, I'll get with my girls here. Find them now. Paula, thank you for letting me stay at your place last night. Thank you. Is there any questions? I rarely know anybody or curious on what you guys would like to do.
Yeah, I got a question, Scott. Can I borrow that red thing and keep it under the bench in my criminal court?
I'll order you one tomorrow. Yes, dear.
Yes, I would like to know, we have Power Queen downtown, and we've been redoing that with my partner, and there's a lot to do, but there's so many beautiful old houses here in town. Could you tell me maybe